Hey everybody, it's early. It's noon, 12 o'clock. Humidity is a brutal 78% and it's 80 degrees. I'm pretty much tearing this thing down right now, or this part. I'm not gonna get much done after this. I wanted to go ahead and show you some of the details now that the main instrument panel's off of there. The first thing we'll do is notice, as I explained in an earlier video, I just made these up. I knew that there was something here based on the rivet patterns and the old photographs I had. I knew that there had to be, 14 inches of material between here and here. So they look like airplane parts. I put them in. I knew they matched up with these rivet patterns. Off you went. So here we are now with full knowledge of exactly what I'm working with. First thing I need to do is this surface is going to be extended down 2.5 inches. That's 1 inch, so it'll be 3.5 inches, which would sit it pretty much, if you can see that, flush with the top of the bulkhead, which is the slope of the fuselage. That's great. Another good thing is, which you'll see on the other side, I took a lot of time to do the detailed rivet patterns that hold these pieces in here, which are incorrect. But the good news is those rivet patterns are correct. So I'm gonna have to remove these, of course, in order to get to these areas, to get up there with my Dremel and eliminate that frame so I can pull the frame down, which is gonna be a solid piece, 9 inches from there, with about 3 inches sticking up into there. So they're gonna be 12-inch pieces, whatever they are. I've made room so you can see, for example, how that'll be angled to catch that frame. It'd be a little bit more to catch that rivet pattern because those rivet patterns are off of the actual aircraft. These are exactly what they're supposed to be. So something like that. This one, gonna hit that rivet pattern perfectly. There's actually beams in there that they will hit, in most cases, perfectly. This is another good one here. He's actually going to go to there probably. So it's just going to be a matter of pressing these. They're not going to have the lighting holes in them. Try to match them up with the pictures I have now, make them look as good as possible, and that's going to be done. It might seem like it's going to take a long time, but I'll probably get it done in a matter of days. These right here, this is the back side of your pilot and aircraft commanders, or vice versa, vents. They're fully manually adjustable. They actually rivet to, or screw in this case, to the canopy frame, and they don't go anywhere. They're hard mounted and they stay perfectly like that. They connect in no way to the main panel. From here, you would have a burlap bag or a tube that goes down into the flight deck floor where there's a hole and a fan that mounts down there. That's how the ventilation works. And that was your only ventilation in the B-36 while you were doing your duty. Of course, when you're on the ground, or you could open these on the ground but not in flight, you could open the escape hatches, as well as place a fan that clamped into the Astrodome port. So let's go have a good look at Bulkhead 1.1. Say thank you. I got a nice super thanks within the past weeks, as well as 2 donations on GoFundMe. I appreciate that stuff. I got a lot of material coming. My guys, they didn't get around to ordering it last week. I thought I'd have it by now, but it'll be here probably Tuesday. There's the main panel. The thing is huge. It weighs every bit of 75 to 100 pounds, and I still have a lot of gauges to put in there that I actually have. Good look at how the rudder pedals attached to the center console. Up there, there'll be a shock mount on either side. You got that hole where the pin drops down into it. That'll be duplicated with the shock mount. That hole right there, I did initially do that, but just looking at pictures of the B-36 on the line with the bulkhead exposed, they've cut that out. I thought that it would make sense. In this case, it doesn't. I guess it was for a much longer horizontal artificial horizon, but nonetheless, they're on every airplane that I can find pictures of. And there's actually a picture of that in the big repair manual, structural repair manual. These guys right here, they will also have a shock mount, and then there'll be a ball joint that runs to the instrument panel, and it's secured with rivets on either end. You can see the holes where I've removed those frames or stringers. They were pretty close by looking at pictures, but they weren't perfect. But it's all right. I'll let it slide because I'm not, I repeat, not replacing Bulkhead 1.1. Those frames, before I started ordering aluminum from my steel supplier or aluminum supplier, whatever you want to call it, I used to get all my aluminum exclusively from estate sales and yard sales. All this, everything from here, or I'm sorry, there, over, and including this, is all scrap aluminum, especially in here. These are all road signs. I just never thought about going and ordering full sheets of aluminum. I was intimidated by the cost. So, you know, every cut that I made here was like threading the needle. I mean, it had to be perfect because I never knew when I was going to get more aluminum, but that's not the case anymore. These frames are actually components to aluminum ladders that I got for like $5 and cut off. They're almost identical to the real thing, so I'm quite happy with them. The quadrants that go under here, there's a big thing from here to there that takes the control input and then translates it to the control input from the control columns, and then translates it down through pulleys to the elevators. That big quadrant is going to be made out of steel, and I'll have to take all this out of here, which is nothing, and get up on my back and install it and make it and measure it and all that fun stuff. A lot of work to be done still. Whew. I'll see y'all next time.